Hello game devs, welcome back to another GDevelop5 tutorial. So today I will be showing you how to create a car lanes game in GDevelop5. It's a type of game whereby you have to avoid all the cars, incoming cars at you. Um you have to avoid incoming cars by switching your position with your right, left. Okay, so I'll just give you a preview of this. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. You have to avoid other cars. Okay, and there's also an explosion once you're in collision with a car. Okay, so let's begin. Minimize, open GDevelop5. Okay, so in case you're new to GDevelop is an easy to use game creator with no programming language to learn. So create a new project. Okay, so I will be creating an empty game. Add a new scene. Okay, so I will rename this maybe a game. Okay, car lanes. Okay, so open that up. Okay, so let's add in some objects. First of all, we need to add in our player. Add new objects. Sprite. Our player will be a sprite object. Object name. Player. Add an animation. Add. Okay, so this is all we will be needing. I just need to get my player. I think. Yeah, this should be it. So just select this. Add an animation. I want multiple animations because I don't want my car to look, it's coming black. I want multiple colors, so we have blue, green, an animation. Here we go. Add blue, green. Here we go. Orange, and add an animation. Add, which will be our fourth animation. That would be the yellow car. Okay, so we don't need a behavior for this, so apply. Okay, we need to center the point, so edit objects, edit points, go to the bottom, sorry. Edit points, and we need to center this in the middle, close, and apply. Okay, first of all, I will put this into the scene. X position, I will position this about 299, and Y position 549. Okay, so Z other 8. Just giving this a Z other. I don't want it below another object. So let's edit our scene window width. We can do that in our game, in the project manager, game settings, properties. Here we go. Game resolution width. I want it to be about 480, and height maybe 650. Apply. Okay, 25%. That's a bit. Okay, I think it's perfect now. Okay, so let's add in our driver's car. Add new object, sprite. I will name this driver underscore up. Add an animation. Add. Okay, so here we go. This will be our driver's car, first car. Add an animation. Add. This will be our driver's second car. Add an animation. Add. This would be our driver's third car. Here we go. Okay, add an animation. Add. Okay, this will be the fourth car. Add an animation. Add. Okay, so add. here we go. This will be the fifth car. Apply. Pull this into the scene. I will position this about, let's say, on the x-axis 384, and on the y-axis minus 59. Here we go. This is where it is. Okay, so Z other 9, that's placed there. Okay, animation, I will just set the animation to 1 for now, because I think I want to see a different car. Okay, so now let's add in our driver down car. So just duplicate the up because we're still using the same sprite, so just duplicate that and name that driver down. Pull this into the scene, X position, let's say minus 143. Okay, sorry about that. 143, and on the y-axis about minus 134. Okay, so as you can see, this is where it's positioned. Now angle, so since this comes downwards, we need to rotate this to about 180. We will still need to use an event, but I just want to make my work much more organized, so I will rotate it here, but we still need an event to rotate it, so we will do that along the line. So now let's add in a road, add new object. Our road will be a 1000 sprites. Choose a new image. Here we go. I will name this road. Apply. Put this into the scene. On the x-axis 0, on the y-axis 0. Now zoom out, and since now we want this to be the size of our again window width and height, so width 480 and height 650. Custom size. Okay, so now we need to create a layer for this. Okay, so layer, let's go to our layer editor, create a new layer and name this UI. Take this to the bottom. There we go. So layer UI. Okay, so that's place Z other. I will give this. Okay, so Z other thing. That's great. Now let's add in an explosion, add new object, sprite, add an animation, add. So here we go. This will be the sequence A, and all the way here. Open that and name that explosion and apply. Okay, so now let's give the vehicles random animation, which are the animations we added to our player sprites, which are the which is the driver down and driver up. So we need to give this some random animation action. Before we do that, explosion, edit object, edit points. Let's center the points in the middle. There we go, right here. Okay, close and apply. Now let's go to our events, add an empty event. Okay, so add a condition, beginning of the scene, at the beginning of the scene. Let's change the animation. So change the animation, of player, modification sign set to value. We need a random in range. So the value will be the random float in range of a minimum value of 0 and a maximum value of 4. Apply. Okay, no, we need a random in range and not the random float in range. Okay, so just copy this, paste, same here. Change the animation of driver up and paste that. Change the animation of driver down. So they all have 4 animations. That's why we're using this is the lowest, 0, and 4, which is the highest. So we use the random in the range of 0 to 4. Preview. So that gives our car a random animation. As you can see, this was blue originally and it gave it a green animation. Okay, so now let's add in some movements to our car. So add an empty event, add a condition, released, mouse button, key released, left. Okay, let's begin with the right key. That's much better. So right key is released, add a condition, position. So the X position of the object's player is less than 300. So we're using this so our player does not escape the screen. It stays in the boundary. Okay, so add an action, position. There you go, X position of player, modification sign, add value of 120. Okay, preview. So as you can see, that moved our player to the right, and prevents movement once at the bottom. Now for the left movement, add an empty event, add a condition, key released, left key is released, and add a condition, position, X position of an object, X position of player, sign of fast. The X position of player is greater than 100, so this also prevents the player from leaving the boundary. Add an action, position. So the X position of an object player, modification sign, subtract the value of 120. Okay, preview. So there we go. As you can see, now it moves to the right and to the left. Okay, so now it moves to the right and left. The same prevents movement once at the border. So now let's add some image offsets to our road to make it look like it's moving. So before we do that, we need to create a scene variable. Add an empty event, add a condition, beginning of the scene. At the beginning of the scene, add an action, scene variable, value of a scene variable. Let's create the variable right here. And names events. Here we go. Speed. Apply. Now let's select the variable right here. Speed. Modification sign. Set to value 1.5. Okay. Now add an empty event. Add a condition. If. Or. Here we go, or. Now add a sub condition, key pressed. So key pressed, which will be our up key. So up key is pressed, and add a sub condition, key pressed. Down key is pressed. Add an action, offset. So this is why we made our road a third sprite. So offset road, modification sign, set to, we need to subtract. So subtract the value of 3. Okay, and also let's get a scene variable right here. Scene variable, value of a scene variable which is presently the only same variable we have. Speed modification sign. Speed is set to value 1.5. Okay. On preview. So here we go. As you can see, it's moving. Oh, sorry about that. We need to set this inverse condition and inverse condition and preview. Okay, so as you can see, it's changing the y offset, which makes it look like it's moving. So now we need an event to slow the game down and speed it up. Okay, so close that. Add an empty event. Add a condition. Key pressed. So key pressed once the down key is pressed. Okay. Add an action. Offset. Change the y offset of road. Modification sign set to value 3. And also our scene variable, an action, scene variable, value of a scene variable speed. The modification sign set to the value of 1. Okay, now add an empty event. Now this slows the road down, which makes it look like it's slowing down. So add an action, key pressed, up key is pressed. Okay, so once up key is pressed, add an action, offset. Okay, so image y offset road modification sign, set to value of 7. Okay, and also our scene variable, value of a scene variable, speed modification sign set to value of 3. Okay, preview. So I'm pressing this, and okay, so it's not right. Okay, let's fix that up right real quick. Set to I think it's supposed to subtract. Okay, here we go. It's supposed to subtract from it. So subtract, and also this is supposed to be here, and subtract. Okay, preview. So now I'm pressing my up key. As you can see, it's speeding, and I'm pressing my down key, it's slowing down. Now we will use the scene variable to position the car, the incoming car. That's why we created a scene variable. So add an action, position. So y position of an object, y position of, let's say, driver, up. The sign, let's add value, variable, open a bracket. Now you must fill in the exact name of your variable here, speed, close it. Okay, same here, add an action, position, y position of an object, the y position of driver down, this, add value, variable, open the bracket, speed, close the bracket. Okay, so there we go. Change the y position of driver up to the speed, and also it adds to the speed. Okay, now let's add an empty fence. Okay, preview. Okay, so as you can see, that uses the scene variable to position the incoming car. Now let's rotate the cars on the left side. So here we go. Add an action, angle. So add an angle, common angle, which is a car coming down, which is the driver down, of this set to value of 180. Okay, so there's not so much to show here because it still uses the first animation. It uses the car we placed in the scene. So once we create a respawning event, then this becomes useful, the change angle of driver down to 180. So let's continue. To the bottom. Okay, now we need to respawn the incoming cars. So add an action. Number. Let's check for the number. Number of an object of object. So the number of the driver up object is less than the value of 2. Okay, so when the number of driver up objects is less than 2, and add a condition, the timer value of a scene timer, the timer second is greater than 1 second. Timer's name, let's create a timer, which would be spawn 1. Okay, so the number of driver up objects is less than 2, and the timer spawn 1 is greater than 1 second. Add an action, create the object, which is a driver down, the driver up, down. Okay, so driver up X position. So we need to get a random and with step. Move this up, random. There we go. Random value in steps. Minimum value 265. Maximum value 388. With a step of 128. Oh, sorry, 123. Apply. Okay, and now let's reset the scene timer. Reset the scene timer. Timer's name spawn 1. Sorry, that's an N. Okay, preview. Sorry, let's add a trigger once here. We don't want multiple cars being created at a time, so trigger once and preview. Sorry, we got a Y position, random in step, and on the Y position we need to fill this in. Okay, so on the Y position we need a random float in the range of random float in range. So the random float of a minimum range of minus 300 and maximum range of minus 120. Apply. Okay, and preview. Okay, so these are the cars on the right because that's what we've done. So the cars going up. Okay, so now let's work on the cars coming down. Close that. Got it. Okay, so add a condition. Number. Let's check for the number of object. The number of driver down object simulfast is less than value 2. So once the cars are less than 2, and the timer, I'll just copy this, copy, paste. So I'm going to change it. We can use the same timer. So spawn to create the object, add an action, create object. So we needed to create the object driver down X position. We need a random with step, random. Sorry, random. Okay, so random value with steps. We need a minimum value of 32 and a maximum value of 143 with a step of 111. Apply. And on the Y position we need a random float in the range. Random float in range of a minimum value of minus 134 and a maximum value of minus 282. Apply. Okay. Also, let's add our trigger ones. video ones while true. Okay, and also reset the timer, or just copy this, paste. Remember, you have to use the same timer's name, which is our spawn to preview. Okay, so there's a first car coming. Oh, something's not right here. Okay, so we would fix that. So once the number of cars is less than 2, it respawns a new car, which helps to keep the traffic going. Now let's add an explosion to our car once it's in collision. So add a condition or okay, so or add a sub condition. Collision player is in collision with driver down. Okay, and copy, paste, plays in collision with driver up. Okay, so one of these conditions is true. Add an action, create object, create an object which is it would create object explosion, have x position player dot x open close bracket, same here, player dot y open close bracket. Okay, so once we create that, we need to delete our player, delete an object, delete player. Okay, and also let's reduce the speed of the road. So add an object offset, so image y offset road modification sign subtract 1. Okay, so preview. Okay, we have an issue here, and okay, so here we go. As you can see, that was the explosion. Let's set the Z other, add an action other. So Z other, the set other of object, which is explosion sign set to value 50. Okay, so that takes that to the top of every single thing in our scene. Okay, so let's fix the cars. Okay, so game event, here we go. So one of these conditions is true, y offsets of road. Let's increase the value to let's say 5. Preview. Okay, so here we go. That's almost fixed. Okay, so close this. Okay, so now to prevent our game from lagging, we need to give this delete once out of screen behavior. So behaviors, add a behavior, destroy when outside of screen, imagine 300, apply, do that for your driver down, add the object, behaviors, add a behavior, destroy when out of screen, 300, apply, and preview. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like. So now once our car is out of the screen, it deletes it to prevent possible leakage or something like that and lagging. Okay, so there we go, that's how it's done.